Hello! You may have heard by now that the Green Party is holding an extraordinary conference, beginning on Monday the 17th and running through to Sunday the 23rd of May. This short video is intended to outline why you need to be concerned about this and why you need to be there. So a little bit about the conference. As we've said, it begins on Monday the 17th of May and runs through to Sunday the 23rd. The subject, of course, will be the Constitution of the Green Party. From Monday until Thursday in the evenings there will be pre-conference workshops, and the main decision-making sessions, the plenaries, will begin on the Friday evening, that's the 21st, and run through to the Sunday afternoon on the 23rd. And what will we be talking about? Well, naturally, a series of proposals for changing or for replacing the current constitution of the Green Party. And some of these proposals are causes for great concern. So, to understand a little bit more, let's turn to the agenda. What is on the agenda for conference? Well, as normal, we shall begin with a report from the Standing Orders Committee. And then there are 10 motions for debate, numbered individually D01 through to D10. But also in the agenda document, but not formally on the agenda for discussion, there are a number of items that have been ruled out of order. And one of these out of order items in particular is a cause for concern. So let us have a look at this item, and let's begin by giving it a name. Now, it appears in one of the appendices to the conference documentation. Specifically, it appears in Appendix number 2, and it's referred to as Out of Order 000 Motion for a New Constitution. So let's call it A2000 for Appendix 2 Out of Order. That's A2000. So what about A2000? What kind of thing is it? Well, it's not just an ordinary motion, and it's not just a draft constitution. Instead, it is an enormous package of different documents, all taken together as a single package. Now, you might wonder, if it's out of order, why on earth should anyone worry about it? Well, we know that there will be an organised effort to force it back onto the agenda, and this needs to be stopped. Why does it need to be stopped? Well, that's really what this video is about. Our principal concern about it is about its overreach. As we've said before, this is much, much more than just a constitution. This package wants to take over the planet. It wants to behave as if its authority extends to cover our philosophical basis, our core values, our code of conduct, the standing orders for the Green Party Council, standing orders for the Green Party Board, standing orders for the Political Executive, standing orders for the Standing Orders Committee, standing orders for the Disputes Resolution Committee, standing orders for the leadership team, standing orders for our elected representatives, standing orders for the conduct of conference, standing orders for party discipline, standing orders for local parties, standing orders for affiliated groups. There are procedures for selecting candidates for internal elections, selecting candidates for external elections, for selecting nominees for the House of Lords, selecting the Board of Directors, for job sharing in the party. And then there are arrangements for the Green Party of Wales, arrangements for regional parties, there's a model constitution for local parties, there's a constitution for the Young Greens, There's a definition and accreditation procedure for affiliated groups. And there are documents for the Association of Green Councillors. So, as you can appreciate, the A2000 package contains a huge number of different elements. And if A2000 is put back on the agenda, in the final vote, Conference will be faced with a single all-or-nothing vote on the entire package, including all of those other documents that we've just heard about. And because A2000 is currently out of order, and therefore does not appear on the formal agenda, very few people attending the conference will have had an opportunity to read any of it before the conference itself. So please ask yourself, is it fair to expect members to digest this volume and complexity of material live at the conference? Can conference meaningfully interrogate and challenge this volume and complexity of material live over a few short plenary sessions? If, like us, you think the answer is no, then please register for conference and vote to ensure that A2000 stays off the agenda. Now, in addition to overreach, we have a second concern about A2000, and that relates to the quality of internal party democracy. Looking at the constitutional bodies that A2000 gives rise to, and looking at the definition of the responsibilities and powers associated with them, leads us to believe that these proposals would result in a shift in the balance of power away from members and the conference and towards the council and the political executive. Now, our concerns hinge around a number of different themes. One of these is about policy making. The proposals would give more scope for council and for the political executive to manage how the public perceives Green Party policies, potentially in ways that increasingly diverge from the core of policy as passed on the floor of conference by the members themselves. Certainly the proposals will create more powerful central bodies, which will have greater de facto influence, have more scope to advise conference, and we would have a much more closely managed policy development process. And in addition, we would see an end to the independent committees and the policy working groups that we have currently, and instead Council would enjoy discretion to create and to manage task and finish groups as and when it judges to be appropriate. So our concerns about democracy lead us to ask ourselves, and we invite you to ask yourself, would these proposals sustain the radical and member-led policy making that the climate emergency demands, the radical member-led policy making that has led to our spectacular recent electoral successes? Once again, if the answer to these questions is no, then please register for conference and vote to ensure that A2000 stays off the agenda. So what's the best way to tackle A2000? Well, first of all, we must oppose attempts to have A2000 placed back on the agenda. And that discussion will take place during the debate over the Standing Orders Committee report on the evening of Friday the 21st. Now, if it is placed back on the agenda, then please propose your own amendments and, if you can, support some or all of the other amendments that we will see will be put forward. And you can use our email address, which you can see in the bottom left hand corner of the screen, to contact us for some details of these. When it comes to the main vote itself, if A2000 is on the agenda and therefore voted upon in its entirety, then please vote against. It's better to oppose the motion than to accept it even in an amended form. And of course, if it does pass at the conference, then please get involved in campaigns to ensure a no vote in the subsequent members' ballot. So what can we do now? Well, The key thing, of course, is to register for the conference. As we've said, conference starts on Monday the 17th and runs through to Sunday the 23rd of May, and you can register right up to the start of the plenary sessions on Friday the 21st. The main decision-making sessions, those plenaries, will run from the evening of Friday the 21st through to the Sunday afternoon on the 23rd. To register, you can go to the URL which you see on your screen now, or alternatively look out for promotional emails about the conference from the conference team. Again, you can contact us and we can supply that URL by email. Registration costs £10 with an option to specify a smaller amount if that is appropriate. Please ask your friends also to register for the conference. Please share this short video, but most of all, please attend the conference, especially the plenary session on Friday evening. That's Friday the 21st. And please do contact us for further details or guidance.